This is Ish, and today I'll be talking to you about the first chakra, known as the Muladhara Chakra. And this chakra is related to stability when it is grounded, and when imbalanced, it manifests as fear and also anxiety as well. So this is the firstmost chakra, the bottom chakra, located at the base of the spine, and it's responsible for holding up the other chakras. So anytime you're focusing on improving yourself and also going on a spiritual journey, you want to make sure that you start from the ground up, and you make sure that this chakra is first stable before you work on the others. This is because it provides a stable foundation. So a little bit more about the chakra. Some of the psychological functions related to it is survival, fear, security issues, primal instinct to live, and sustenance, paranoia when imbalanced, and its quote line what you would say is "I exist." So this is a very base level chakra, and the color associated with this chakra is red. So if you think of blood, for example, it's a very visceral reaction in you. So red is the color for this. And in the chakra system, we also work on color theory as well. So if you find that you're lacking in this color, you can actually wear more red clothes. This is why you also see that red is associated with power as well. So wearing a lot of red clothes or having red paintings, these are all things that you can incorporate in daily life if you're working on this chakra. And another thing about this chakra as well is that when you are feeling a lot of fears and insecurities, that can actually stop you from growing as a person. So one of the solutions you can do is to look at the fears that come up from this chakra and just observe it and let it pass. So you don't want to be fighting at all, but rather just let it come and go. And you'll find that once you do this, you actually release the excess energy that you're holding on in this space. And another way to release excess energy in this chakra is to chant a couple of vowels. So the vowel you would say is O. So you would just say to yourself in your mind, O. And it's actually been shown in the text that thinking of the vowel in your mind is actually more effective than chanting it out loud. So instead of saying O or Om, for example, you would say O in your mind. And one way, if you find that you have an imbalance and you want to bring up stability, would be to chant Lam. So you could chant this by yourself or in a yoga pose as well. And these have been shown to balance the chakra, or Lam to activate the chakra, and chanting O will release any excess chakras that you have. Now, if you find that you're overbalanced in this chakra, instead of getting a lot of fear, you'll find that you tend to be a little bit more brash. And although you have a lot of fears coming in, you tend to be more impulsive and you do a lot of crazy things. And chanting O can help release that. Now, another thing that's associated with this chakra is shame and guilt as well. So a lot of base level things. So it's important that whenever you have anxiety, fear, guilt, and shame, this is related to this chakra. So like I mentioned, you can chant those vowels. And another thing you can do is also practice a couple of yoga poses. So for example, doing bridge pose, cobra pose, also doing any kind of hip openers, such as a straddle pose. These can all be beneficial in releasing excess tension. And you'll find that once your muscles relax in this area, your hips and your spine as well, you'll find that all of a sudden some of the fears and anxiety kind of go away. And this is something you can test out on your own as well. And basically, once you have a strong foundation in this chakra, this can allow you to now work on the second chakra, known as Swadhisthana, which I'll talk about later. And this can support you in your endeavors. So if this chakra, first chakra, is imbalanced and you want to do something creative, for example, like sing or talk to that stranger at a bar, for example, just different examples, your fear will hold you back. But once this is stable enough and you're secure in yourself, then you'll be able to actually execute on the top level functions. So it's important that you first work on this chakra first. And if you have any questions or any suggestions for future talks, feel free to send me a message.